It's time for 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘, and major thanks for joining us on today's edition. But today we are talking about women. We're talking about recalling the prominent women in Ghana Methodism. Today that's our topic that we'll be treating, and I've been joined by the very Reverend Comfort Ruth 𝗟𝗏𝗘, who is the Director for Gender, Family and Social Intervention. So today she is sitting in the big seat. We are going to discuss women in the history of Methodism in Ghana and the roles that women have played. So, Mami, welcome. Good morning to you.
Thank you very much, and good morning to you and to our cherished viewers.
Thank you very much, and I hope that they are also they have also responded accordingly. Now, when we talk about a woman, who is a woman?
Thank you very much. Now, for me as a minister of the gospel, my answer will, begin straight from the Bible.
Okay.
A woman is, for me, and according to the Bible, a person created in the image and likeness of God. Because to begin with, a woman is a human being. When we look at Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, where we have the creation narratives, after God had created everything, he crowned his creation with human beings.
Okay.
Adam and Eve. Eve being the woman. When God created man from the soil, he then created woman, removing one rib from the man. Inti Nyankopon obo besia do ye nyimpa na obo no wonusu na ne sesodo. So to begin with, a woman is a human being created in the image and likeness of God. But
okay, can you go on?
Throughout the Bible, the oba and also besia, like some of us would call it, woman, wasn't just created for the world. God had a purpose. Nyankopon no owo sensra obo nyimpa oba kan nti Nyankopon wa ma oba tum do oye nyimpa te no so onyi benyin wabananto wanye nyame ananto wanye won ho ananto na wezi mwewie peye na mba so oba na nyame bo no oman, because God created woman in his image and likeness. Soon more spiritually, physically, emotionally, whateverly, socially. Oba so ozimu owie peye. And that is one thing I want us to
always focus on.
Remember.
Okay.
That Oba so nyame, oman, all these characteristics, just like a human being. A man. Okay.
And generally speaking, what has been the role of women about Methodist Church Ghana from time immemorial?
Generally, yes, Methodist as Soruma, but women have played very significant roles and have made a huge impact on the growth of the church. Say our Sorona Bakwasema, the history of the church, the 1835, 1st January, and Reverend Danwell, Oba, the then Gold Coast, was the Methodism Bay. Na so far we chiwa na moka kahu. Mrs. Harriet Wrigley, the wife of the Reverend Wrigley, 1836, no started Girls' School. Or started school, my girls. Into Wesley Girls High School was started in 1836, just a year after Methodism for Ghana. Into there, Oba no so, and Obai Otiti girls were Cape Coast. Then the following year, Mrs. Elizabeth Waldron, no subosum, and she mostly Miss May and she laid the foundation. According to her history, she laid the foundation for what came to be known as Wesleyan Girls School and Training Home. And Mami, or she was school leader for 43 good years. So it's Miss Yama. And we can also talk about internet there. Is in education. Says here, Sabe Ghana ha. Kofu bebre na wapede one girls work at Wesley Girls High School. Because I have been a chaplain there before. Oh, okay. And I know the pressure over admissions over. On
yearly basis.
Every year on year. Kofu the bebre na no wenya ya. Ncha one back at Wesley Girls. All sons are and Mabi where was this school no bobo they brought they founded the school. And so I'm talking about education.
Aside the day-to-day educational curriculum. You are
talking about Wesley Girls.
Yes, I'm talking about Wesley.
You see, when you do school, as soon as you arrive there, on your way from Abra to, let's say, Kakumdu or Jukwa, that side of Cape Coast, you know, as soon as you enter, you branch off and you enter the campus. The magnificence of the architecture there alone makes you feel proud that you are associated with the school. And then, you know, the academic standard. And I remember when I was there, I used to tell the students, hey, Wesley Girls are full. We're not so I want to one, and so now we're okay. Workasa won't be one, and so now workasa just teasing the girls, you know, because at least I was also you are taught how to. Now, back
to Wrigley. Now, what was her idea of bringing an all-girls school into the setting? Because any idea we used to know was something new to us as a country.
Yeah, because Wesley Girls School happens in the first secondary school. Yeah, me just there. Tetseno, ina emma yen jinabio. In society, no unzimu. There were limited opportunities for leadership, and then lack of recognition, and then urban literacy rate were at a disadvantage. So all these and other reasons, no ojenema ohunde say waba Gold Coast ha, because in Ghana hanko or in Gold Coast kunadam lack of leadership or lack of recognition for women as well. It was also there from wherever that is Britain na Wofi Beno. When she came here, she saw the opportunity and she took hold of it. There, so education is one of the main contributions. I'm a Methodist church, and of course, Wasa, the whole nation. So that is one.
So that's the first two. So beyond education, what next?
Yeah, beyond education, in the Methodist Church, Ghana, and contribution to Christian education. Okay. Bringing up children, nurturing them. And this one is not only girls, but boys and girls in Nara, it's one. So that too is very important. And over the years, of course, now saying there's no denying the fact that we have Sunday school teachers who are men. But you can see that and then when it comes to, by virtue of the way God created us, when it comes to nurturing children, men cannot be compared to women. And over the years, several women have arisen in the church. Of course, I mentioned, maybe at a point you give me the opportunity to mention
I want you to mention
women.
more women, yeah.
But even in education, education, I mentioned Mrs. Wrigley, Waldron, we had 𝗟𝗏𝗘, and then you come to our contemporary times. We have educationists like Mrs. Sophia Duka, the late.
Yeah, the late.
And then Mrs. Georgina Baden. One of my mentors, and a very huge one. And then you have several others who contribute to education in one way or another. Some within Sunday school structure or system, and then others in the secular academic setup. Methodist women have contributed hugely. And then talking about the nurturing of children, so far as our contribution is concerned, as the National President of Girls Brigade Ghana, I have to mention Mrs. Gladys Dagadu. Mrs. Gladys Dagadu she didn't establish Girls Brigade. It's an international organization, but at least she introduced the Girls Brigade in Ghana about 70 years ago. And we can see the impact Girls Brigade has made on several girls and women as we speak now. So this is another contribution. And then, of course, service within the church.
Okay. So the organizations?
Organizations. Some of them even started women's organization. Through them, and we've raised several women of dignity, women of class, women who are able to impact their families and the church and the society as a whole. And all these put together contribute to the development of the church and, of course, the state. We can talk about Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 Amankwa and her team who started. Of course, Susanna Wesley Auxiliary was started.
I was about asking that. One of the organizations. Are
you a member?
No, I'm a member of the band, 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏 band. But I was asking because, it's one of the organizations that bears a name of a woman. And then you didn't mention that, so I was about asking you.
So that's what I'm going to talk about. You see, an organization like Susanna Wesley Mission Auxiliary started way back in second year as Ladies Association.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in secondary diocese, so I saw them anytime I went to the Wesley Cathedral, and they were there, You looked at them, and you looked at Women's Fellowship, which was already in existence, and you could see why they named themselves Ladies Association.
Ladies Association.
Because, 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏, my mother never went to school. She was a member of the Women's Fellowship.
Okay.
So when they say Ladies Association, you understand. At least creating an opportunity for 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏, when we feel there, 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏 akosua pede enzemebia ebia ereya 𝗟𝗏 they would feel out of, or they might feel out of place. So fine, why not? Into what started, and then they went through, valleys and all those. But Nyamenadom, some of the women, Agnes 𝗟𝗡𝗙, I remember, 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘, Grace, is it Blay or something? They fought very hard. No, because they went through a struggle.
Okay.
I remember very well. In 1994, these women stood up and got conference to accept the organization as a conference recognized organization. So it could be a conference recognized organization today. Conference, and so eventually you find yourself in the constitution.
Susanna Wesley,
okay. And then Women's Fellowship.
Okay.
Oh no, what's waiting more than 90 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Through all this, and these women's organizations, other organizations contributing. But at least these two women's organizations have contributed greatly.
Which one is the most significant contribution from Susanna Wesley and then the Women's Fellowship?
All right. The most significant contribution, so far as I am concerned, is when you look at Women's Fellowship, they will say, "May me fear Christian fear, Mama Mukun aye Christian ye, Mama Fraso aye Christian fo." And Maku ina yakwa na watch. I was also a member of the Women's Fellowship. Okay. Yeah, I became a member at a certain point before. Yakwa watch how to most of my way in San like where seminar, most watch donuts. Now, and one of them in the Nwara Manu or Boy Mambana Casaso, and also Oboa Mambana Casaso when you enjoy papa. And then in the church, I remember growing up. So I suffer the way I know wash it, I suffer. Okay. So suffer could transfer Maku.
So that is their contribution to the church.
One of them, not
one.
Just there are several. And then the Women's Fellowship would train the woman. Of course, it's not onye bibi odo to the man na bibi ara area but benya
someone to shape
someone to and also bibi or bibi mo wachia but on nchede botan onye adwuma. Mmaku were Crawfobia or your Kubia. What's it Simba? I mean, Itumina Ijadoba. And the same applies to Susanna Wesley. I mean, I don't want to, differentiate. Them women's organizations, if share, and a botay, or it's a toba no mawajina, and while manifia a Christian fear. No way, so Christ, now. And all this for me, so I'm coming from my personal
point of view.
Because we do Susanna Wesley, Nyamenadom, Wojina, there, ma, and so as individuals and then as organizations, some contribution away towards the growth of the church. Or Daisy. And I don't want to leave this out.
Okay.
So obey pa in to Women's Fellowship in the late 1980s, led by Mrs. Sophia Moore, who happened to be the first female vice president of conference. Mameno, so on your but I hope you saw her. No, I was just kidding. Mameno, during that time, I won't go into details, but during that time now, so the church faced a challenge. It was this woman who led the Women's Fellowship, Emma, she brought women, she led them to the headquarters, to Wesley. Then
the Wesley House.
Wesley House.
Okay.
And, her, mediatory and reconciliatory skills, wonderful.
Wow.
She led the women to save the church.
So that was her part of her contribution towards the church.
Yes, and not only her as an individual, but women.
In general.
Women, and then specifically Women's Fellowship, because she was then a leader of the Women's Fellowship. So if I'm to talk about one of the main contributions women have made to the Methodist Church Ghana, only there, they helped the church to remain intact. I mean, we don't have to pretend.
Okay.
Not togetherness. As for togetherness is there. You see, sometimes as Christians, we want to pretend. We bury our heads, under the sun as if everything is perfect with the church. The church is made up of human beings. Human beings, sometimes you cause trouble. If the history of the churches in Ghana, you can mention several of them at one point or another. Akasakasa Osim. Methodist Church Ghana has at one time gone through such a situation before. And it was during that time, and of course today we are not here to talk about that, so I don't want to waste too much time on it. But it was during that time that women saved the situation, led by Mrs. Sophia Moore. So,
now, in the beginning of the conversation, you mentioned some names, especially women. You mentioned Mrs. Wrigley. Now, you mentioned that she brought education. She started the Wesley Girls. Yeah. The other names that you mentioned, what were their significant roles in building the church we have today?
Like Mrs. Waldron, Compton, and the others. Like, their significant role is that now in the church we have women who are making significant contributions to the growth of the church.
Okay.
Because as Mrs. Wrigley started in education, has brought out wama bebre in education, and otherwise no. Of course, in your Wesley Girls, there are other girls' institutions with time waba. Yenya nkrofu bebre them. Na bi also obi today, Mrs. Georgina Baden,
Ubonidin.
Ne contribution to the church, and me, several young people passed through her hands, both in the church and then in the secular school system. In the church, for example, Emi Misimini 𝗟𝗏𝗘. She's still a member of the church in Bethel, 𝗟𝗏𝗘. As an educationist, she was a class leader, a lay preacher, a synod and conference member, and her late husband. They really supported the church in diverse ways. Now, this woman being a class leader, not only what we used to call students' class, and growing up in the church, I happened to be a member of the class. So for those of us in secondary school, we were teenagers and we were in that class. And this woman, the way she nurtured us, she brought us up. Anytime we went to, and she mentored us. Anytime we went to Bible class, that time we had weekly Bible lessons. And so either individual classes or societies would develop their own topics for discussions. We had all these topics, and then for this period, you are going to lead
the class.
She would appoint people, assign tasks. I will never lead. By next week, I will never lead. So go and prepare. You will be marking the Bible class book.
Okay.
And then in those days, they had dues. Will be so dues. So it's like, or train, and then she would just sit at the back. And you know, in those days, some of us were in the scripture union, secondary school, boarding school. We go and come. Yes, share Bible. We had you there, you mama. And I say, but today, nimpa kujine na in the course of the discussions, now a controversial topic or issue be aba. Come and see. Obia pedo tredonim. This woman would sit there. Now, what one obia canadian. Once saved, forever saved. Obi says, no, this is not true. And then, then she would come in and then straighten up things and put things where they have to be. And we passed through Mrs. Vincent. Is this not a contribution, including my good self, including Professor 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗓?
Oh.
You can talk about, some of them are late, and so...
So it's not about women nurturing women, but women nurturing both genders.
Nurturing both genders, both boys and girls, both men and women. And her contribution. And see, one thing, one of the challenges women we face in the church and in society is lack of recognition, and then playing down our value or the value of our contribution. We are women, it's here, and so what? That is what society, consciously or unconsciously, yes, So
how do we consciously do that to women?
Oh, say, friend, and gender inequality. So we are women, and then cultural factors be so count. So if you were a woman, your bar, or bar, or to eat or to be in them. You understand it? When a woman buys a gun, she puts it in the room of a man. And you go and see women in the military. I know a woman who passed out from the Ghana Armed Forces training school, and during her time, she took an award for the best marksmanship.
Wow.
When it comes to shooting. They say, to me cage, shoot right. And I was so proud of her. You see, so whatever we do, is taken for granted. We are supposed to be doing that. Oba na Susan do otete moframa. But moframa na otete one. What impact is she making on them? Moframa na otete one. What otete one mo wojina hin. So you don't take that for granted just because women are nurture children by their very makeup and so on. You take it for granted the other way. Why? The man and baby so what it's for maybe a sabi, one of them are warriors, a ginger, because for one reason or another. And so we don't take anybody's contribution for granted, no matter what. That is what.
And you can go back to listener or mention and say, what can Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗓 in terms of nurturing you all to become Reverend Ministers in the Methodist Church? The others, what did they also do significantly?
The others, let me add, there are still some others I want to add.
Yes, you can.
Some are Reverend Ministers. They are also women.
In today's setting?
In today's, setting. We can mention Very Reverend 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗓, a former Director General of Ghana Education Service. So you can imagine her contribution within the church and then in the larger society.
Okay. What did she do?
She, her contribution to church, she served on committees and boards, and her contribution as,
GES director. And I
know. No, I mean her contribution in the church. Okay. Because when you would serve on any committee or board or general General Directorate or Directorate Advisory Team there. It's not for fun. I'm sorry you, the Brenna, but serve on the committee because Sabi, here is true and I ferro. Young Bribi Wum. They say, Eba, also, what contribution to the discussion? You make suggestions about Boama Sorone. And I think Sofupin Amafuble paid the dues when she served on those committees. Committees. I don't remember serving with her on any committee, but at least me just there one call and cut now. And also, you know, also now. Yeah, and see, multi-bearer, no contribution in one way or another. And then as Director General of Ghana Education Service, wabo mano, obiara obenya opportunity alcohol, obeye bribia, no so na bredu, no, was a bacan. So and then her being there, Nukutsimpon, Osha saw name. Osha saw name.
Because you can't mention her name without mentioning.
Yeah, as a church, we are proud that one of our own also became a director, a woman, for that matter. And she and then we can talk about the other time I was sharing on Bampapim that when it comes to mentioning women who have contributed to the church's growth and the nation's growth, we mentioned those who are. We talk about prominence, yeah.
Those who are on the limelight.
The prominent ones. You know, we go to the legal system. So we have Yankasa here, Professor Henrietta Mensah. She is one of us. Yes. You know, and then there are others who all contribute. We can talk about Ma Bebrewabe, lay chairman of dioceses. We can talk about Mami Gladys Afacho Odoi, Mami Christina Odoi, who is currently Christina Odoi, quietly behind the scenes. She is currently working with the boys, especially boys and the Accra Rehabilitation Center. And through her services now, as a warrior one, some of these boys are in tertiary institutions. And the woman is so passionate about it. And she's been calling me, and one time I was there, she called me. Also for one of my boys, initially, the way she even said it, I thought it was, I mean, the person was her own child. Okay. My boy is coming to Takoradi Technical University. I need somebody there who would be a foster parent or something of the boy. So I managed to find her somebody. Wow. And then every now and then she would call me, or the gentleman, you know, so still. You know, so she is also contributing to this. There is this lady. Onyesofo. Okay. What she has been doing is now so moon, and then when you go to Circle, Yara.
Yeah, Circle. Yeah. Okay.
She finds young people, especially girls, then or draw one into Girls Brigade, paying their school fees.
Wow.
And oh yes, almost every year she would look for somebody, a child. That is her calling. And I need to mention her name, Mrs. Vivian Fisher. She is also contributing. So, and then she is a gender-based violence specialist. Okay. So she is always fighting for, for girls who are being abused, free of charge. See, all these women, and currently we have the first General Director for Education and Youth Development, yes. Very Reverend Nana 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘. She is a powerful woman.
Yeah.
And she's also making, tremendous contribution to the development of the church. Emano, bebrekwa. But let me humbly also mention those ones who are behind the scenes. It doesn't mean that their contributions are not.
But my answer now about you mentioned Mrs. Naomi Okine. What has been her contribution to the church?
Yes, Naomi Okine happened to be the third female vice president of conference.
Okay, and the first lay president.
First lay president. It was during her time that the church went Episcopal. So I worked with her.
Oh, okay.
During her time, she became the lay president of conference. And whoa, I happened to be, I said I worked with her, I happened to be the assistant conference secretary then. So when we became Episcopal, I became the assistant to the administrative bishop. So I became the first female assistant conference secretary.
Wow.
And then assistant to the administrative bishop.
Oh.
And when we became Episcopal, and so I worked with
the two
Naomi. And anytime we went to meetings and so on, oh my God, she was in control of affairs. Not that she was lording it over the men, but she knew
what she was doing,
and what she was saying. That was Mrs. Naomi Okine. And then she became a founding director of Danwell Insurance, and she was a founding director. And then Methodist Book Depot Board, she served, I think, as a chairperson or something. Then Danwell Life too, she served as, all this. And then she also became the Board of Social Responsibility and Rural Development then, which is now what we call GDSS, General Director for Social Services. She was the General Director. And whoa, until Naomi knew what she was. And because her middle name was, her first name is Naomi.
Naomi, and
I'm Ruth. My middle name is Ruth. She used to call me her daughter-in-law.
And she because of the biblical,
And the woman, she really impressed me. Okasa ihude onyimorika na, and that is what Yariwe Wombam.
What was one thing you learned from her, or you learned about her?
I learned about her.
Yes.
Oh, that I don't marking. Before May Bibiaran, or the Muhude, my prepare, I know what I'm talking about. And I should be ready to face any challenges that come. Because Mamma, it can someone say, or can someone say, that she would make you understand it. As I'm saying, and and then in all of this, in her humility, it's not as though now she knew what she was about, and see, no, Obama no hondo or Debbie. She knew, she was also humble. All these women are mobile born, and then. I don't have to leave this one. Auntie Arabata Sam. Auntie Arabata Sam too, she became a lay president. That's the fourth woman. Oh, and also, she also, now Brazil. Sometimes her castle Pabaka de Sabi or fair. And she also has made, during her time, lay movement. The way on you want share them Afarley, they made a final payment, and not only within that, but even in the ecumenical world. And she became the vice president of the West Africa area of the Federation of Methodist and Uniting Church Women.
Okay.
And then Christian Council.
That's a big role.
Oh, yes. Christian Council of Ghana, too. She was on the World Day of Prayer Committee, and the testimony when she was chairing that committee, the World Day of Prayer Committee, sometimes Ghana would be indebted to the International World Day of Prayer Committee, because after celebrating the World Day of Prayer, or there's Christian Council now was you know, churches, and so but the ma na nankasa we you know kotokumiska no just so that nzama koyi. I mean, this is the woman some of us look up to. The aduma nyankopon. No, God has given women to gifts and graces, just as like Prophet Joel would say in Joel chapter 2. This is both men and women do.
On that note, you brought back to Fee. You know, as the first female Synod Secretary for the Methodist Church Ghana, how did you get there? What was the journey like?
How did I get there?
Yes. Was it a difficult one?
Well, I don't know how to answer this, but fortunately, it wasn't by election.
Okay.
So I remember I was then in Secondary Diocese. Bishop 𝗦chị𝗿𝗲 was then my bishop. So when he was about to leave for Bishop Brace to come, I think between the two of them and in consultation with the headquarters, they agreed.
The then Wesley House.
Yes, the then Wesley House. The executive, to be precise. They decided, maybe it was because of what they had seen in me. So they decided to. And then, again, I believe Afarley, we do pendu bi wo hu de wa bo me se Afarley acher. And after I had become the first assistant conference secretary, but I know there are more women ministers who are capable of holding such offices. And say, well, I wouldn't say it was difficult, because no, it wasn't by election.
So it wasn't difficult and it wasn't easy?
Well, my appointment, going there wasn't difficult, but performing the function for me, as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, then, you know, it wasn't easy. But because I was focused, because you know, I'm the type who would do everything and do it well. It wasn't easy. I had to juggle. It's like any other career woman. It was like any other career woman, or if you fee, or if you're a number, but with the support of my husband, I was able to perform excellently. And I say this to the glory of God, that when I was being sent off at the valedictory service or send-off service, I always say that my citation wasn't that long. But at least one thing, I'm very proud of, and I give glory to God. And it was the bishop himself who even said it, that during my tenure as the Synod Secretary, Standing Committee and Synods didn't have to waste too much time correcting mistakes in minutes and then the agenda. Because I don't like doing things by halves. Tokenism is not part of my vocabularies.
Near perfect. You should do it and do it well.
Yes. Then say, if you pick a document, we are human beings. You make mistakes, short forms, but the other mistakes in okofom. So I would spend time, go through the minutes or agenda once, give it back to whoever is typing in. You make the corrections, I take it back, I go over it again, and then
make the next correction.
Mistakes no does be you do it again, and then I will look at it before you go to the meeting.
Okay.
Because in you need to be as a church, and growing up, when I was going to leaders meeting and standing whatever synods and so on, when we get there, we pick the agenda or standing committee meeting, so minutes now. Then, Bishop, page so and so. This word should read, there should be an A, but it's an E, then you are correct. So we spend a lot of time.
It spends on correcting the mistakes.
So at least all the mistakes on the phone. And I thank God that at least Meduman it was seen and testified.
Okay, Mommy, thank you very much. But is it time for us to have a female bishop? Before you organize your thoughts, let's open the phone lines. It's a tough question, I know. 025-625-3461. 025-625-3461. We've been talking about prominent women and their contribution in the Methodist Church. So if you call us today and you know a woman who has been phenomenal in your church, she has contributed a lot in your society or in your circuit, you can mention her name and then say a very big thank you to that person for always doing the good things she knows how to do best with the help of God. So keep the calls coming. Mommy, you're back.
Yeah, okay. It's a tough question, but I have to put all pretense aside. My mom pretended there. But before I even answer it, let me also mention the wife of our current presiding bishop and the contribution she's made.
Yeah. Super.
Mama Helena Boafo. Eban Papem. Program no or Bonkofu Bebre. In Sinyaminshro. Or contribution area. Now, back to your question.
Yeah.
I think it's Bishop, they say, or friend, then say, but sometimes I don't blame the church because Sabi, I saw from Bar, what shall the origin? Sorry, shall the origin? I saw from Bar, ordain as of women or female ministers. I think we are 41 years in.
Oh, but 41 years is a very long time. We have one Reverend Minister on the line. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Very Reverend Samuelson. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, the one forward my pa, Moody, my sister, Woodin Como. Nan comedy, many others.
You
say, or mobile costume. A genome more contribution and a omonium, like a Yankasio, so maybe so penny and pay Chiao. Visa wine now, Biswap, and Radi small with my paramaya. Amen.
Amen. And I say, hello, good morning, Monica.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Monica.
Hello.
Monica, Pachama TV volume nimbra for me my way.
Good morning, Apome.
Nyamia domo.
Christ in Tiso.
Yeah, dishe.
Okay. Okay.
Pachama TV volume nimbra form.
Okay. Okay. Me te programming pana. Okay. Mpocho also there is the credit in Kasuma. Mbaku Osande. Marami, a product of Mbaku from Girls Fellowship.
Okay.
Na ehwentete a maku zima hen fiti hene mofom ma. Se yetum yegina wo wiase obra na soche a no yentete pa wo zima hen wo mbaku. Maku hene mpanyinfo a na wozi enenyim as leaders of the girls fellowship. Tetia wazima hen akukudura wazima nyame asam a wazi hye mu amanda yanso yerezete yanamba ama wenyin wabeye mpanyin papa nti edamekufo wiazi mvanza na nyina makadesimba ku yedamonazi papa na mefadamu kwani domasede wonfo mepanyina otetem fi abanzi methodist opanyin Juliana Abaka Wills.
Yes.
Juliana Abaka Wills na ye
Mama waha obekika ne hunsem kakra dia twe.
Bre to mejina abrabo na socha na na oye opanyina Abaka Wills na ntete bi.
Okay. Mepacho you yeda say. Hello Ajo Akunedo. You're calling from Kumasi Agric.
Yes, na. Christ in you.
Yeah, this show.
None of pay programming. I'm just a bastard na make a kaka. Yeah, acknowledge and ma. Now, your mammy back could be where a second. No one's a master.
Okay.
Yes, I know. Madame Rose a chance to cry. Or in fact, where past lay.
Mepacho somebody dimbium.
Yes, I know. Madame Rose a chance to cry.
Okay.
Madame Rose, the chancellor. In fact, she has been one of the great pillars. Oh boy, and pa, wabaye a mentor castia ama a man now. When it comes to children's ministry, she is there. Girls fellowship, she is there. Susanna Wesley, quite baby, and she inspires us a lot. So in individual life, crano, so they will see. Explain in some years, nipa life mu impact a bring no. Ya show no kwes mu se ma mi nko anti asol no kwa ye ni gisi e beba hu sa yesu na obi na nti no. In all angles. In all angles.
Yeah, that's it. You can also call us and then share one prominent person in your society or in your circuit into bundia. Now I can hunsem kakra ediatre. Now I can thank you for all her contribution towards the society's growth and now say circuit and now simple say connectional level nukwa nipa na idea e was say obonabaso. Hello, good morning, very Reverend Philip Asampon. Good morning. Good morning, Reverend. So from Pachama, we TV volume name bra from Kakra.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nah.
Good morning.
Na pomo.
Yami adomo.
Dede uradiati. Volume na luwa no pra.
Me pacho you.
Yo. Pacho me kasa afa yesofu pani ba ko. Very Reverend Mercy Ernestina Osei. Mercy Ernestina Osei. Sisi awo Calvary Society amakum. Matise obe supernuit this year. Mameno abo ne humodin papa of Penny Mercy Osei. Sata maname ye society steward and I'm a fan wa Gethsemane Accra. Na sene no musi bona ba so mo a wode bo asore no ewo ho. Na yede ne ba brakwa wo ye circuit minister na fi wo ye subtenant minister wo o bo ama ye ti circuit no yutumedie eso eni wa bo apa. Unfortunately she had an accident emna na woko ode okoya so na djuma ode kan accident serious but nyame na dumti oda so tinkom. Into the boss of Penny Mercy Ernestina Osei Abaso. Yamishra no pa.
Yeah, that's it. Me say, Mami candidate or Gethsemane Methodist. But so me can't thank you. Actually, the very Reverend Esther Anaman or Takwa. Mami, good morning. Me share that, but they be our friend me. Who me that? Yes. Very Reverend Esther Anaman. Or say I'm say or retirement kakra. But
secondary.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe secondary.
She was my classmate.
Oh, okay.
And I was with her in secondary.
Offer me, Devia. Hello, good morning, Faustina.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, what's the one sitting?
Me pacho you, yetio.
Hello.
Me pacho yetio.
Hello.
My TV volume number for me, my wife.
Medum no crowd.
Me pacho you, yetio. Good morning.
That is our so.
Why, Sarampa?
My pacho, my cousin is secondary down to question to circuit via Lagos Town, Mount Olivet.
Me pacho you.
Here, soft root called Papa Fioki. Now, the cap when America came up, you're about to me a female bishop.
Okay.
Female bishop, you're about to me in your Sunday war. Bessia Funa, one mask for Papa. What method is our soul, my wood to more woman in the main did the queen.
Okay.
On the bio, no, Messia for you to see a bone is in me being Georgina, but coffee. No, so I contribute to power with the candidate Sima on Yago. Then soon in I is a young gentleman, Messia, for what I was yet. Then I'm pipe when you're there. I feel the no, I have few personates in 2025. You're a female bishop. What Methodist Church to Ghana.
Amen.
That's one I say when you're
Amen. Yeah, that's it. Felicia, Kumasi, good morning. Hello, good morning. Felicia, good morning.
Good morning.
Maybe I show you too.
𝗟𝗜�10.
Yeah,
good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Adishi.
Good morning.
Pachoma TV volume number from why?
𝗟𝗜�10.
Yeah, Adishi. Pachoma TV volume number from.
Hello.
Good morning. Okay, enti me pacho friend numbers na pacho ma TV volume no manembra from kra na nkasa go phone mu anasa obitie nkomodie no e wo phone mu utie wo TV ni so a e ya na ye ntimi nya wo ene wo nkasa sene a ye pe no enti ye da se also betimi afre 0256253461 enti you were talking about the fact that we need to have a female bishop.
Na America there. Enyo na asoni sha azoriji asofo mba no. No. Nwa na wo sebe we paying for deaconesses no be John. Well, with time no na young people like us ye bem. Na me just then that me kind it was long overdue.
Yeah.
Actually.
Also 41 years.
41 years, long overdue. Na yare bon pay there.
Number one, Baba. First one,
Baba.
First one, but I can be twice.
Oh, sir, a crowd, oh, that's not secretary. A crowd, say, or two. Abacam.
Okay.
And since I'm just there, say, Bishop and also say, Yami, I do hopefully, this year, let's say, you know, it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible, you know, and also, Yami, and I don't the merit. But let me quickly respond to the Crawford, our friend, any animal, or phony in working. I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Hello, Adelaide. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Nimbanutumo no kwe. Nimbanutumo no kwe.
Nyame adwuma na hwe.
Nyame adwuma na hwe. Okay. No, actually. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ofane Daniel means for my reader.
Ofane Yoyano.
Ofane, lady me. There many wo ye say and yame. This morning, and young. Wele aha ina atole Dora Bando egnomi edaye Mamplobi Methodist.
Mamplobi Methodist. Nazareth. Okay, Nazareth.
Da Nazareth Mamplobi Methodist. Ina Dora Bando. Nkesi da hale le. Ega keshi mbodromo na esesho akeshi. Ena bi fe baton Methodist. Ni passe moni ni le bien ntianwe. E ya school Senior ke damo women fellowship e boy ni kanemo ni ke chowo e hanu wo asebe na akami oba bia na ni mo dromo na marriage wo mbaje atimoda in ye oda Calvary Methodist Church. Mami kole oni ba ni na le atole Madam Salome Abi ke Madam Comfort Kujo ngame fe ke sida ha me fe
Orado. Oh, fine you, Orado. Hello, good morning, Eben.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is 𝗟𝗜𝗍𝗘𝗘 from 𝗟𝗜𝗩𝗘, Better Methodist Society. Mama Comfort is my mother, and I want to say that we are grateful for what the exposition this morning. But I want to say this. I remember there is a woman who also started Girls Fellowship. I don't remember the name very well. And I wanted her to mention, I don't know if she mentioned that name. And I know that per the start of the Girls Fellowship, it also helped to train the girls, both nurturing them the Christian way and also giving them these skills. Oma, so we use school power to more year, BB, what to model on our phone, and they can even further to make them gainfully employed. So that is what I wanted to chip in and also say that thank you for this program.
Even that's it. Dino boy, no.
Yeah, I think it's Francis Green or something.
Okay. It's a final answer.
Honestly, between the two, Francis Green and Irene Morrow, I get confused about. But sometimes, yeah, but it should be Francis Green or something.
It's a final answer. A few words to say to all girls and all women out there to keep us active, to keep us encouraged, so that we can take up roles. What can we learn from all the names that you have mentioned so far?
Thank you very much. Yeah, but quickly let me say that I'm happy that people have been phoning in to acknowledge some women who have or who are making an impact, in their societies and so on. That is the essence of the celebration of Women's Works Sunday. Let me use this opportunity. All our ministers and stewards and our leaders, they all do Women's Works Sunday. Each society will identify will contribute in one way or another. No one about na accommodation. And I must say for young women, the young painful. Unfortunately, me too, my boys in India, so I'm the other one. Being poor, meaning like Madam Georgina Bascofia, or born is in the contribution to church and state in or more into Mumboni in Nara. But at least this is something to begin something. Probably Biarna Junaba, one will make contribution for one society. In semester, young women say, well, so no woman young share in painful na contribution a warrior. Their faith and perseverance. Onya easy. Some of us, when we sit here, we are fine. There may be a dreaming. Onya easy. We are looking at the positive ones. Na you tum na you jadi as you na kokan. And say, look at one faith na yan perseverance. Na on motivate to the also ibejina what Christ Jesus or ye for pem no do. Then what's here being? Emma paying for was in here in Naran, why Crawphobia and their service. And the young women are about Mama to Sabina Winara. How can you farm? Yes, I may say, I don't say, but in Kanye fellowship and the way I do my so me a prani and the young people know. Kada one kaya, no, I ask some. In the best young women, one share in paying fun, their service. Now, face so, won't share. Bio, yan, your bar Jaun na Shuazi education. Any man baby will make an impact in Sabi, were you educated to a certain level. Young cadet, you educated for but at least a certain level of education should be able to work at the school. She no go school, may you work in the Sabi or Bazi, aware na require na being out here. Near being no door show. Also to me, she being pomoye. Nti she has in the say she has a bow Emma in Quarcoo. Also to me now, it could be. What in the technology na as I will be say in school cry muhu as I ebe nti education no so here in a bio say a young woman a bomazen na hwehwe panyin bi fon ho fam no ho ma on mentor.
Okay.
You can have a role model. In a wife a panyin na warrior na and then you can also have a mentor. Shada catcher in Pacono. A big person came pa from chuchu, there's one from Nanaka and say, I can na or a trobi, nazi or yaza or here pa. Your bar man, your wardrobe there. Yes, your mamma, your Bibian, your fema, why I am or bazi, women office in jazzy. And see, your jazz no here, multiple days is a woman busy, then boom. Ma oda Adzika hon faka ho na woso pagya wo mu sane se mba ye tum pagya hemu a na ebusua be ye ye be complement me for ye won be ye hand in hand mba ye tum pagya hemu a epe wo me try here me fo no won gugu nzamem na mba ye mbra so wo bo nsacha obaba ebusua asoro na omanim you today's date for date no to ho
na enka chom no mu na ombra from kakra mai na
phone na wasn't one abotware wo here no wonje there wasn't one abotware
from kakra enchen kakra o mai be 1 year
equity sumbrem so that there will be gender equality wo bo hu ma o ma ne be ye na asor be ye ma busia so aye
you mami yeda sipa nti mami ya okasa ye mami okasa ye friend the very Reverend Ruth Comfort Ruth Quality Papa Phil or a director at the Magenda Family and a Social Intervention. And come on to share the ankasa, but the best I about repeat amount in the fear Sanji bread na Sanche later in the day. Before I be corner, my main brain game. Is them baby in a pay, we say a snail butterfly a dash. And also send the answer no at the my WhatsApp number 0256253461 and I say Fafa Facebook WTV Ghana and YouTube Wesleyan TV Ghana at the my MP yes so ye babaka e ba pon but ye baking kind answer say na so for beka tell send chocolate chocolate no ne ho enti fa answer correct answer ni send e WhatsApp and Facebook all social media platforms ye kwa basisia.
Shut it up. all right. We are the Quarcoo collection. 𝗟𝗡𝗙 All right, so dear friends, that was a wonderful interview with Miss Na herself and Mama Comfort Kote Papa Few. The contribution of our gallant women to our great church, the Methodist Church Ghana. But so let's have some birthdays now.
Yeah, so we want to wish these friends of ours, so Beethoven Ajiman Kakari, happy birthday, son. May God bless you and keep you, and may He continually hold you up always, from your dad, Pa 𝗟𝗡𝗙 Kakari. So happy birthday. It's your first birthday today, so happy birthday to you.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So
Happy birthday, Obed Adiko Mensa of Sawa Methodist Church. So many circuits. May the Lord bless you in all aspects of your life. From your mom, Olivia Homo. That's the society steward. So blessed birthday, son. Happy birthday to all of you celebrating your birthday this week and beyond. Brother Kingsley Owusu Anum, immediate past chairman of NADMYF, Northern Accra Diocese MYF. May the grace, peace, and joy of the Lord be yours in abundance from the Northern Accra Diocesan Methodist Youth Fellowship. So blessed.
All right. So that was on the brighter side of life. So let's go and reveal the answers to our brain game. Rachel.
So, brain game, we have some few answers here. Okay. We have Evans in Ketia watching live from Half Asini SHS campus. And he says the Adinkra symbol for today is called 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗃. We have another one to Fred Tremanting, or say the name of the symbol is 𝗟𝗡𝗃, meaning sack of kola nut. Ain't it? Let's unveil to find the name.
All right, now to the right answer.
So there you have it, 𝗟𝗡𝗃.
Butterfly.
No, they have lost.
So, bunch of kola nuts, meaning a symbol of affluence, power, abundance, and plenty. Also, a symbol of togetherness and unity.
All right. So, to all those who had the right answer, you know you have a bar of chocolate. Pass through the studios and collect it. Don't wait now, your baby. Who do baby? As a for me chocolate. No. Come to the studio. All right. So let's say her. Come to the studios. All right, but let's say goodbye to our sponsors.
Into Danwal Insurance Company for holding us up. We say thank you. Methodist Investments and Properties Limited locates them inside Adzika, adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral, Methodist University College. University Ghana.
We are not college.
I refuse to mention college. Methodist University Ghana. Yeah. Admissions for the next semester is still ongoing. Grab a form. Tema, Dansuman, and 𝗟𝗡𝗙 campuses. 3 campuses for you. Wherever you are, you can find a Methodist University around you, and you can attend the school if you so qualify. Now, multi-credit savings and loans, if you want to start saving now, that's the best place for you. If you need a loan, it's also an equally good place for you. KFK Foods. This today, after the afternoon reflection, pass by KFK. Pass by. Did you see what I did? I said pass by KFK. So pass by KFK and get your food sorted out. It's delicious. Yesterday I tried the Gary photo, so please.
I told you.
Try it. It's uncommon natural spices today. If you're looking forward to having a sumptuous meal, if you want your meals prepared at home, you need to use the only natural spice that you know of, and it is the Sankofa natural spices for you. Thank you.
All right, now to the Ghanaian proverb of the day. All right, so now read for us.
If you find your neighbor's beard on fire, you better fetch water for yours.
The last one.
If you find your neighbor's beard on fire, you better fetch water for yours.
Enti se okoto se wo yonku wunua aboje shia sensu nefasi odie ho. Enti se okoto se unua ana wodofo bi na bodwe eja she na aye kumo. sensu ne fa si wudi da chi asembiti na
ga ho ba ake ke onna ake onyanyu ala onyami echenshan ye nu ke mo no yi
aleno
you know, just in case.
All right, so the meaning of this is that whatever it is, when people are in trouble, note and know that one day that trouble can befall you as well. So for one, is a caution. So be careful and protect yourself against the weaknesses. I hope you are not talking about me. I hope you are.
Yes, you know, I don't understand why they say that who say Onyonko abodje say she asa insio
fasi wudi o
but rather no who say Onyonko abodje say she dum no mano.
Okay, right, yeah, no be next week proverb say who say Onyonko abodje she say so command no for. All right, dear friends, so on that note we are bowing out, and it is from the sisters
Rachel, Mercy, and
Miss Na.
All right, and from Osofo Adzika, it's a bow for now. God bless.
Bye.